Good afternoon, I'm Russell Housen Jr. and this is the Yamaha C7 grand piano. I'm going to show you how I install a PianoDisc system today. So first let's start with what I have in front of me. These are solenoids to the player system. And this right here is the action. The action goes right over here and it sits on the key bed. Each individual solenoid moves each individual key. And obviously, once you have them moving up and down, you have music. So at this very moment, I am securing all of the solenoids into place after spending hours making sure that each individual solenoid does in fact go to each individual key. Once I finish with that, I'm going to leave it overnight to test. It is called a burn down procedure. And what that does is make sure that, the solenoids don't, break in your home, essentially. I've been doing this for a couple years now and I have yet to have any of those issues, but you always got to make sure that, the solenoids that we install on your pianos are life-proof. And now, here is the player system all wired up. See, as it is right now, it's laid out on two tables, but all of this goes inside the piano. These are the solenoids like you saw before, but now they're hooked up to the driver boards, and all the wires lead to the brain of the system. All right, and now we have the system all wired up. As you saw before, it was just the solenoids, but now I've taken the time to wire it all up into the driver boards. The driver boards are essentially the nervous system of the entire piano, and then we have the brain, which tells them what to do, and each and every one of these solenoids go up, presses the key, which makes the hammer go up, and then you have a playing piano. All of this gets zip tied together, screwed in here and tucked away so you don't see it all, so it looks nice and clean. That part is my dad's side of the job.
Hello there, and I'm Russell Housen Sr., and you've been watching my son put together this PianoDisc system on this Yamaha C7, and now it's my turn because he gets to do his job, and now my job has come. And so what I'm doing is I'm assembling the whole thing after he made all the modifications to the piano. And the most important thing is that everything lines up perfectly, because if you look at these solenoids in here, every single solenoid tip lines up with a key. And so if you do that incorrectly and you put the piano together, you're going to be taking it apart. And that's the most important thing, and that they will work. The other thing too is that we do test it before we assemble everything. We test it, so watch that the electronics work all perfectly along with the pedal. But the next step is we're going to take this, and then this comes off. I'm going to put it over here. Okay. It's not light. And now what happens is that we're going to mate the key bed back to the piano, okay? And then when that's done, then we put all the other parts, the power supply, the CPU, the power strip, the speaker, everything gets put on it, and then the piano gets set up, and then hopefully it works, and we get to deliver. So what we're going to do is we're going to place this key bed back on the piano. And the reason for this tape here is so just in case when we put the key bed on, so none of these solenoids fall out, you see, because they're very loose in here, okay, because they're the things that activate the keys. So we want to make sure that when we put the key bed on, because you're going to notice it's not done gingerly, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. The other things that we need to put back on this piano before we can set it up are, this is the speaker, okay? This is an Advent 75-watt two-way speaker. Now, we were putting Yamaha speakers in these just because they're Yamaha pianos, and I wasn't getting the sound out of them that I wanted as far as the low frequencies. And come to find out, those speakers are only 35 watts each, whereas this is 75 watts. And so this is going to give you a much better, fuller sound. So we switched to these PianoDisc speakers for that reason. This is the pedal solenoid. Pedal solenoid will be going here. And what that does is that moves this lever once it's fitted so that the sustain function of the piano is restored. Now this is the shelf that moves all the dampers up and down inside the piano, and then this, when it's finished being configured, will, well actually this is going to go here, like this. This is going to go here, and it's like a, basically like a seesaw, and you'll be able to see that in the next video when it's all put together. Okay, so let's put all of this back here, and then obviously we have our key blocks that go back in. And we already restored the shift pedal, that's on here, but that's for the soft pedal. Okay, so you ready to go?
Yeah.
With this? All right, hold on.
There we go.
Now we're going to put all the rest of the screws in, and then if the camera can come over here and take a peek inside the piano. If you look in here, here are where all the solenoids are that are going to make the piano play by itself when it's all set up on its legs. Then we get to do that. So that'll be, actually, our next video will be us, when we're totally finished with all the electronics, when we tilt the piano back down on its legs, and then we start testing all of the solenoids to make sure that everything is working like it should. And then we get the piano ready for delivery. That's pretty much it.
One, two, three.
Go. Nice. Okay, we're back with this Yamaha C7 disc clavier install. We just set the piano down, as you saw from before. We didn't have any accidents. Everything is fine. Piano's intact, but every time we set one of these babies down from being up on its side, it's kind of scary. And right now, now that it's all set up here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a test underneath the piano where the CPU is. Okay. And as you see underneath here, this is the CPU, okay? And if I press the button, now it says playing all notes, press to stop. So let's check it out. Let's go on the other side and watch those. So it's testing one at a time. It started over there, so we're watching it go all the way up to the end. And then it's going to push up on the damper rail to show you the solenoid for the pedal is working. So far, so good. If for some reason one of these skipped and it wasn't going up or whatever, we had a problem, then we have to put the piano back up. We have to take it all apart. It's a nightmare. So it's nice to see them all working as they should. Now this will be triggered and we'll go up just a little bit. There we go. All right. So mechanically, the piano is ready. So now we're going to get to the next phase, which is now we're going to put in all of the dampers and get the piano playing like it should and assemble it and send it out. But we'll do another video right before that happens. Okay, here we are again, and with this piano disc system. I'm not sure whether it's part 4, part 5, whatever, but the piano disc is done, okay? The only problem is the piano has a new set of strings in it, and it's really out of tune, as you can tell. But I just want to show you how the system works. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our iPad over here, because it's already set up with Bluetooth. We're going to press settings, okay? And then it is on Bluetooth, and it is on Prodigy 2. As you can see, it's all pre-selected because I programmed it before. So now we're going to go out of there. We're going to go into the music part. Now when you see this library here, anything that has artwork like this, boop, 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 like this, that means that it is just piano only. Okay, so let's try something like this. raise the volume up a little bit. You hit this little speaker, come here. The dampers go up and down, just like if somebody was playing. And if you notice, the dampers are really, really quiet. Let's go underneath and we'll show you what we got going on. So you see, this is the pedal solenoid, and it makes the dampers go up and down by this like seesaw, kind of. Solenoids are in here. You don't even hear them clicking. They're totally silent. And over here, this is the CPU. So hand me that light so I can light up the CPU so they can see it. Actually, I'll grab the camera. There you go. So that's your Prodigy CPU. There's your power supply. Let's see if we can get this. There we go. And this is your speaker. Where is the speaker? Whoop. There is the speaker. PianoDisc speaker, you have your master volume, your bass, and your treble. That's for background music, which I'm going to demonstrate in a second. And this is your power strip, okay? That's your off and on, master off and on. Okay, I'm going to give the camera back to the cameraman, and now we're going to play something with background music. It's crazy that it's so out of tune and we're listening to it, but it's okay. All right, so now we want to go out of this, so we're going to go back into our library here. And we're going to pick something that's got background music in. Let's try some Sting. There will be one more part to this sequence, this little expose of the PianoDisc install. There will be one more episode, and that will be the episode where we actually show off the piano before it gets delivered, right before it's all assembled, all ready to go to its new home locally here. This is the last video in a series of videos that we did showing every step of the way from this piano being torn down to basically its naked soundboard, and we did refinishing in it. And why don't you explain what we did? You did most of the work.
Yes, I went through the entire thing. I wouldn't say refinishing, we just buffed it out. I mean, we don't do refinishing here because that would bring us to repainting things. But the main thing that I did with this piano was install the Prodigy 2 system into it. Now, you can see from the rest of the video all of the steps that I did to that, but that all culminates into the piano being able to play itself now.
Why do I do just as you say?
obviously have Rod Stewart singing there and the piano playing in the background. But before we do that, I want to actually just take this apart a little bit because I want to show off the inside. We can take out the music desk. And why don't you explain what you did, since you also did the stringing?
The stringing process is actually, I mean, to go into it, it's just pretty much taking all the strings out and then putting them back in again. Explaining the whole process of, you know, going from one string size to the next, I feel like that's kind of a bit boring.
Well, you can show them this one here.
Yes.
Which is the before picture.
Okay, we'll cut into this. The way that I start with this piano is actually, well, behind you. It starts with the piano looking like this, and oddly enough, this is the same generation piano where I had to sand down the entire soundboard and then do a polyurethane coating on top of it. Now, it's many hours of sanding and then reapplying, sanding and then reapplying, and then going and cleaning all the, you know, brass inside of the A-graphs right here, and then cleaning all the metal and the hardware right here.
Bridges.
I was talking about the hardware. But yes, the bridges also need to be cleaned, and with that, it's more just using brushes. But this is the before, and then this is the after. And I really hope that the customer that gets this piano enjoys it after all the work that I put into it, and all the time that my dad has been here with me putting it all back together again.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
I'm Russell Jr., this is Russell Sr.
Yes.
And we appreciate you taking a look at Piano Outlet's YouTube channel.
Thank you so much. Also, we're located in Coral Springs, Florida, and the phone number here is 954-803-3319, and that's directly to me.
Like and subscribe.